In this video, inshallah, we'll be recording ayahs number 98 and 99 of Surah an-Nisa. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So we start with illa. This word itself is illa. If we read this word by itself and don't join it into the next word, we would be extending the sound of the la because of this alif here, right? So it would be mad tabi'i, we stretch open the mouth. Illa, illa. But here we're joining with the next word. So we'll say il, joining with the lam, il. Then the shadda doubles the lam, right? So the lam, fatha, jumping over the hamzatul wasl, joining with this lam. So lal. We don't want it to be heavy. We don't want to say lal. We want to say le, lal. Illal, just like L-E-L, lel. Illal, mus, the sin is light, you see, because it's sin, not sod. So mus. Illal mus. Te, light, joining with the heaviness of the dod. We're going to make it like a C shape. And then dod is that one letter in the entire Arabic alphabet that when we join with it, it sounds like we're pausing for a fraction of a second. And the reason it sounds like that is because of the point of articulation. So there should be no bounce at all. It shouldn't be we shouldn't hear a d when we join. It should be so we're just stopping on it. إلا المستضعفين عفين. So إلا المستضعفين. This word is actually min, but this, as soon as we see a fatha here, we know that we're going to join into the next word because that's a temporary fatha. Be placed there in order to join into the next word. So mi, na, mina, the na is joining into the ra here, jumping over the hamzatul wasl, jumping over the lam, joining into the ra, minar. So actually, no, it's going to be light, the ra. Why is the ra going to be light? Because the ra has a kasra, right? So we're gonna, so even though when a fatha joins into a ra, the ra is heavy, but if that ra has a shadda and the vowel it's carrying is a kasra, then basically if ra has a kasra, it's light, even if you have a heavy sound joining into it. So what we want to be careful of here is we don't want to say minnar. We want to keep the mi separate from the na, not min, but mi. Mina, minar, mi, narri, minarri, jali, ja, we stretch open the mouth, mad tabi'i, li, minarri, jali. So I'm going to say this as a phrase. إلا المستضعفين من الرجال. When, just like when, ni. And of course, we do the ghunna on the noon. Whenever noon or mim have a shadda, we're going to do ghunna, right? We're going to stress there for 2 counts, nasalize. When ni, sa, i. Here, the ni, it will be short, not nisa, but nisa, nisa. And this sa is going to be, we're going to stretch it 5 counts. Why? Because the hamza that is activating the med is in the same word. So when the hamza, I know I've said this a million times already, but just to reinforce, when the hamza is in the same word, that activating hamza is in the same word, then the med, the etiquette is to stretch it 5. So when nisa'i. And if you get bored with my saying it, then it knows that, then it means that alhamdulillah, now you've gotten it, right? Alhamdulillah. So that's a good thing. So well, and we jump over the hamzatul wasl, we join with the light sound, well, will, will, dani, nice stretch. The mouth stretches open, dani, will, dani, la. So the da and the la, exact same length. Will, dani, la. Yes. Just like yes. Yes. Not yes, but yes. Yes, ta. Yes, ta. So the ta is light. heavy. And here we have the ya extending the ta. Yastati. So we don't want to say yastati. Keep the ta, inshallah, short. Tati. Yastati. The ti. And then oo. Here we stretch forward. We extend our lips forward for the oo. The ti and the oo will be the same exact length. يستطيعون. So we don't want to shortchange either of them. Make sure, inshallah, that they're both the same exact length, 2 counts. لا يستطيعون. حي. And once again, just like طي, حي. Same exact length. حي, le. And this is 10, right? But we have to join it with the waw. حيلة, right? The 10, the te, we take away one of those to start off, and we say te, it's like a T-A, and then we have the wow, which is like a W, so T-A-W, tau, but in the nose. Tau, حيلة. So, لا يستطيعون حيلة. And here we want to pay attention to the lengths between the words. So for example, here we have the mad tabi'i, right? So it has to be la yes. We let our mouth stretch open. We don't want to say la yes. Because sometimes that's been happening, that where when we might say, for example, someone might say la by itself, the correct length, but then when the next word is being combined with that, it's the mad tabi'i is being shortened to la yes. But we want to make sure we keep that la yastati'una. But here it's short, so instead of unahi, we want to say unahi, unahi. This na, just na here, just like a na, short na, nahi. So لا يستطيعون حيلة و. So when we join with the waw, our 2 count med, idgham, then ولا. So you see wa, 1 count, la, 2 counts. ولا يح. Nice in the that not sharp in the throat, not like yeh, but yeh, just like a breath. Yehtadu, te short, 1 count, do, 2 counts. Tedu, not tedu, but tedu. Yehtaduna. And here we have a short one again, right? Between the 2 words. Nasabila, ne, just nasa, nasa, not yehtadunasa, but يهتدون سبيلا. So se short, be long. Sabi, la, be, and la, same exact length. Why? And we know that everyone knows, I think by now, yeah, alhamdulillah, that when we stop at 2 fathas, we're going to say one of them. And we're going to elongate to 2 counts, our mad tabi'i. La, be, la, sabila. So let's say this ayah together. إلا المستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان لا يستطيعون حيلة. So you see, I stopped here because I was running out of breath. So I said حيلة. The ta marbuta turned into a ha and got a sukun. Then I'm going to start here at the beginning of that phrase. لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون سبيلا. Okay, and then ayah number 99, inshallah. Fa'u. So fa, light, very light, just like fed. Fa. And then here, Hamza wow, Hamza with the dhamma and the wow would normally be oo, right? Our lips would extend forward. But here we see this little circle on the wow that's called a sifr, meaning 0. Basically, it's canceling out the wow, the impact of the wow. And that's why they have it grayed out. But we should know what to do, what that does, even if there's no color coding, right? So basically, if the sifr is there on the wow or on an alif, then we will not elongate there. There's actually 2 kinds of sifr, but here let's just I'll explain the other one when it comes, inshallah. So here we won't elongate because of the wow. We'll just keep the hamza and the dhamma together here. That sound short. Fa'u, not fa'u, but fa'u. La. Now this is 5 counts, right? Because here's the activating hamza. This hamza is activating this med, and that hamza is in the same word. So this we will say it 5 counts. The etiquette is to say it 5 counts to distinguish it from the permissible med, the jaiz med, which is 4 counts normally, and which is optional. And this one, because it's not optional, it's a mess med. The etiquette is to pull it 5. فَأُولَئِكَ, both short, not إِكَ, but إِكَ. فَأُولَئِكَ. And then remember to keep the ke short between the two words. This by itself is asa, but we're going to join the sin fatha with Allah's name, and because it's a fatha joining with Allah's name, what happens? Allah's name is heavy. So asallahu, and we say law, right? We elevate, we pull that, we make it long. Asallahu. And this word is n, but what do we see when we have a noon sakin, a noon with a sukoon, followed by a ya or a wow? What do? We blend, right? So we're going to blend. Instead of n, we will say, we start with the a and go to the ya. This is like a, but that noon is in our nose. A, just like, when we do ikhfa, the noon is in the nose, right? So here too, the noon will be in the nose. We'll nasalize, a, and stress for 2 counts. Ya. So the ya, fatha, ain, ya, fuwa, يعفو. فأولئك and you see how short the ka is? فأولئك عسى الله أن يعفو عنهم. Here, an, when we join with this noon, it has a sukoon. That's giving you the clue that this is, we say the noon completely. We don't hide it as we do with, ikhfa. And why? Because ha is one of those 6 idhar letters. Ha, kha, ain, ghain, hamza, and ha. Where when a noon sakin, a noon with a sukoon, is followed by one of those 6 letters, then we say the noon clearly. We don't hide it, and we don't stress there. We don't go an. We're just gonna say anhum. An ya'fu anhum. Sorry, waka, long. Nallahu. So the na, the fatha joining into Allah's name. And when fatha joins into Allah's name is heavy. Nallahu. Wa kana Allahu afuwan. So here we have the fu joining into the wow. Fu. Then when. Fuwan. Afuwan. And here once again, why are we not saying afuwan? Why? Because we have a ghain here also, one of those 6 izhar letters. Ha, kha, ain, ghain, hamza, and ha, right? So ghain is here, so we will not hide that noon sound at the end of n. We will not stress there for 2 counts. We're not going to prepare for the ghain. We're just going to say the when clearly and then continue on to the ghain. Afuwan ghafura. So afuwan gha. You see, we're continuing on. Gha, heavy, gha, and short. Fu, long. Ghafu, not ghafu, but ghafu. Let the lips, inshallah, extend forward for the fu. Then ra, once again, mouth stretching up for the ra. So fu and ra should be same exact length. Ghafura, for the gha, our mouth shouldn't stretch open. So وَكَانَ اللَّهُ sorry, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَفُوًّا غَفُورًا. Let's recite this ayah, inshallah, in all together. فَأُولَئِكَ عَسَى اللَّهُ أَن يَعْفُوَ عَنْهُمْ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَفُوًّا غَفُورًا. And then both ayat, if we were reading at a regular rapid pace, not too slow. Actually didn't read it too slow. I read it not completely in tahqiq, but a little slow. But a rapid, not like a normal pace. It would be بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إلا المستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون سبيلا فأولئك عسى الله أن يعفو عنهم وكان الله عفوا غفورا. Okay, alhamdulillah. Inshallah. Next ayah in the next video, inshallah.